Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I hope you're all well, and welcome to the second live episode of the Easy Level Up Videocast. I am one of your hosts, Tom Mosley, and I am the Tattooed Gamer over on Instagram. And we have the wonderful Hannah Dethridge. Hannah, how are you today?
Tom, I love your intros. They're so good. They're so good. I'm good, though. How are you?
I'm very warm again. All of a sudden, I'm very warm.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think it's the waiting, because we've just been waiting for this intro. I've just been sitting here getting a bit hot.
Yes, very true. But you've been a pretty busy bee at the moment as well. So you've got a lot of things going on. So it's I'm not surprised. You're not wrong. But as I said, that's my Instagram handle below me. You've got yours below you.
I do.
You've been doing a lot of work on your Instagram recently.
I've been trying, yeah. I've been ripping it apart, tearing stuff up, tearing stuff out, getting new stuff in, putting some logos in. Yeah, I'm trying. We'll see if it works.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will.
But you've changed your name as well. You asked the world, didn't you, to vote on a name?
I very much asked everybody to give suggestions, and then I didn't pick any of them. I picked my own.
Peasants, get out! I have my own name.
I know, right? Well, I thought I'm a tattooed gamer, so why not?
I mean, so am I. So I might steal it off you. I might be the tattooed gamer too.
Oh, you never know. You never know. But we have got people in chat. We are live, as I said. So we have Access All Xbox over on Twitch. Good morning. I said afternoon then. Good morning to you, sir. Evangelist over on Twitch. I wonder why he's in chat. We have Daggercast. Hello over on Twitch as well. Jessica Jane. Good morning. I only spoke to you about an hour ago, so good to see you again. Elliot over on Facebook. Ancient Oriology, as I can always mispronounce that, so hopefully I've said it right. Our very own Mr. Rich King over on Twitch.
We've got Schofield in as well.
Scofie.
And he's feeling very attacked that you didn't pick his name that he gave you.
I know. I had a lot of messages off Rich as well going, why haven't you picked my name? I'm like, okay.
Because Rich gave you 27 whole names.
Yeah, Rich did give me a lot of names. But anyway, we are not here to talk about Instagram. As much as if you don't follow us, guys, please head across and follow us. We've all got our own unique way of doing things. But we are here for one reason and one reason only. And what is that, Hannah?
Tom, we are here to talk all things Fable, from the beginning to the where are we now? What's happening next? I'm so excited. So yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Well, you wanted to talk about it last week, and I went, no, we haven't got time. We haven't got time. Let's do a whole show on it, because I think there's enough information about Fable and enough things we can talk about that it warrants its own dedicated show.
It does. I mean, I could talk for 35 minutes solidly about being a bartender and a pie maker and a lute player.
Very true. But we generally have some guests to talk about this amazing subject of Fable. So who do we have today?
Well, I would like to introduce firstly the glorious Greg Nichols. Come on down.
Oh, there we go.
There he is. I see you.
Hello.
That's one hell of a way to make you appear on screen, mate.
Hello all. Hello everybody. I'm excited to be here. I am. I'm excited to be here. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Can see that. I am aware.
Where I am right now, it's not hot at all, as in my flat. So I think everybody is absolutely sweating it, and I'm cool.
Cool as a cucumber, mate. Cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber, mate. Cool as a cucumber. But how are you both doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad at all. Excited for today. Excited for today.
I like your new handle, by the way, Tattooed Gamer. And I think Tattooed Gamer 2 would also be good as well.
We've also had Jessica Jane over on Twitch go, I'm a Tattooed Gamer 3 over here. So we've got
let's create a cult. It started today.
Yeah. Whereas my handle is just Gregory.Nichols. I do have a tattoo, but I'm not going to be Tattooed Gamer 4. And we can't discuss that right now.
Nice.
Maybe at the next team meeting. Maybe at the next team meeting.
Yeah. Let's move that on from my own disgustingness.
But who else have we got, Hannah?
Our next guest is the gallant Ger Lynch.
And here he is.
I hope you like the word.
And the spin. You're still muted as well.
He's not that gallant. Take it away. Take the word away.
I'm just consistent with that one. I'm just every week it's the same. Every single week it's come in with a smart entrance and then ruin it by muting my microphone again.
I know.
Did you like your word? Your G word?
It was better than what you had beforehand, so yes, I do. I prefer Galleon. Considering where the bar had been set, it was pretty low. So let's talk about where Greg's tattoo is, though.
I'll send you something on Teams, guys.
I have it on WhatsApp.
Dear. As Jessica Jane has rightly said, the entrance is ruined. You ruined your elaborate entrance.
Next time I will do it better.
You won't, though.
I won't. I really won't.
False hope to everybody, Jen.
I'll come on. I'll do a really glamorous entrance, and my camera will be turned off.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what will happen next.
We're just gonna rip you. We're gonna rip you about this for the whole time now.
So close being great.
Dear.
Elliot likes it. Elliot says, "Gotta love the muted Ger entrance."
I think everyone prefers me muted in general.
Yeah, to be honest, you can just stay muted the whole time, mate. That'd be great.
Greg is just sitting there going,
Hey, should we do some questions before we start hating on each other?
Let's do some questions before we all get P45.
P45.
By the way, I'm Xbox custom on Instagram because nobody asked me. Gregory.
We didn't even ask you how you are. Are you okay?
No one cares how I am.
Yeah, you ruined your intro, mate. You ruined your intro. Like, you don't get it.
Oh, rip. Okay, so it's time for some quick fire questions.
Sorry. Daggercast
don't mention it. Don't mention it.
At least I don't swear on camera. Just saying. Just saying, Tom.
Daggercast. Daggercast.
I do Daggercast.
Quick fire questions. Are you ready? I have 5. I have 5 quick fire questions. Are you ready? Let's go with Greg, Ger, Tom, and then me. Question number 1. WSAD or up, down, left, right?
Up, down, left, right.
Oh.
That was it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is Ger muted again?
Tom next. You said Greg, Tom, Ger, you.
No, I said
Tom. Up, down. I've been an up, down, left, right since it was up, down, left, right. Left, right, BA. Cheat menu.
Yes.
Yeah.
Head
down, left, right.
I am also up, down, left, right.
Yeah, done though. Yeah.
Oh, I am mainly up, down, left, right. Unless I'm feeling very fancy, then I'll go over to WSAD.
What's the view like from your fence, Hannah? What's the view like up there on that fence?
Wow, very rude.
Is it nice? Can you see your power?
Very rude. Very rude. I can't wait to get controls so I can mute you. Just saying. Question number 2.
Never.
Quick, no questions. Also, to everyone in chat, please join in and answer the questions. Yes. Number 2 is, okay, listen carefully. So, two-handed weapon has been handed to you. It is a powerful weapon, or you can choose that one, or you can choose a one-handed weapon. It is less powerful, but it frees up the other hand for magic or for a shield. What do you choose, the two-handed weapon or one-handed weapon?
One-handed weapon, because I can use magic or lightning bolts, much like the Sith do. One-handed all the way. Hit. Electrocute. It's all about.
Yes.
Two-handed broadsword, please, just for maximum damage. And if I was a magician, Greg, I don't need my hands to do magic. I just magic things because I'm magic.
So
two-handed.
Stop saying magic.
Magic. The magic man is in chat, but we have to say magic. Magic.
Oh.
I am one-handed, but for dexterity, so I can attack your DPS is higher with a one-handed weapon than it is for a two-handed. I'm all about speedy. Oh, shush.
Wow. I like having the more powerful two-handed weapon. And I like having like a Norse axe or something that's insanely powerful that I can also double up as a shield and just hit people with it like and then cut them down.
Is that the sound effect?
Yeah.
Can you also say Norse again, please, Hannah?
Norse.
Oh, powerful.
She sounds like she should be in Game of Thrones.
Norse. Thank you. Yep, that was a long time ago.
Good. I like that. That's a good question.
Oh, cool. We've got another question. Okay, good. We've got answers in the chat as well. People are answering.
I have been putting them on screen.
Oh,
You're
good.
a wizard, Harry.
Number 3. You'll like this one, Greg. Fire magic or freezing magic?
Fire. Always about fire. Me and my Charmander have been friends for 20 years.
Yes, Charmander.
All right, Pyro, don't be so keen next time.
Shout out to Charmander.
Yeah, shout out to Charmander. Rest in peace.
Ice goes with my heart. Cold.
Ice. Yeah, I see that.
I am also.
Don't be so quick to agree with that comment, Hannah.
Sorry, that was me
see
being
that.
on my fence answering the question. My bad.
I am also ice.
Oh, well, I'm fire. I am with Greg. Yes.
Oh, the divide is
100%
real. The divide
fire.
is real.
Love fire.
That's how it works. Perfectly balanced in the team.
Yeah.
But who's going to win in the fight?
Pyromaniacs. But doesn't fire burn ice?
Yeah, we win. We win.
That's
melt
assuming we haven't
you.
encased you in ice in the first place, therefore
You
freezing your ability to
underestimate
create
my
fire.
power.
True.
win.
Well, I'll shout out to Spyro, seeing as Greg's shouting out to Charmander. So, okay, number 4.
Spyro and Charmander are both in chat right now going, oh, yes!
Oh god, I'm melting. Number 4. If you're using a mouse to game, do you have a smooth scroller or, for the technical term, a bumpy scroller on your mouse?
Oh.
When you say use a mouse to game, I assume you mean like a accessory, not like Ratatouille
Not like
kind of thing.
Cinderella, no.
not a Ratatouille kind of flex.
Not
where
like
he's controlling
Cinderella.
it.
Not like Gus Gus,
Um,
Greg, no.
Yeah,
Great
I'm
DJ
going
there,
for.
Naughties.
I'm going bumpy.
Bumpy, yes. If anyone knows the technical term, that'd be great. Please let me know.
I thought Greg was going down a dead mouse route there, going big dead mouse hat.
Yeah, I wanted to-
Late naughties. I will be smooth. Smooth, I think. Yeah.
Smooth operator.
I want to
Like
make a
my-
hair joke here,
Like
but
my head. Like my head. There you go. Tom, I made it for you.
Yeah, it's done it. It's done it.
Smooth like the bonnet of a Porsche.
Yes.
What? That was quite.
I'm going to be bumpy mouse, bumpy scroll wheel.
Can we just call
I'm
you
also
Bumpy from now
Bumpy.
on? Hello, Bumpy.
You're the odd one out, Ger, just to point out. But I think
I'm
you
just
just get
on
more.
you, Nick.
I think you get more control over with a bumpy scroller.
Such a weird conversation.
You are welcome for these questions.
Such
Okay,
a-
question number
just-
5.
Question number 5.
Let's bring it back to the theme. Question number 5 is the question that you get given at the beginning of Fable 3. Your brother, King Logan, wants to teach you about leadership, and you have to make a choice. Do you either kill your lover, who is pure of heart and you are invested in emotionally, or do you kill a gathering of townspeople who you do not know? There are many townspeople.
Do you say this was in
Sure.
Fable 3, or was this during my university life? Because
I mean, why do we always come back to Grace University life? It's a theme.
that's a fable in itself. I am killing the townspeople. Do you know how hard it is to meet people? That was before Tinder with Fable 3. This is before. Do you know how hard it is to meet someone? I'm killing all them townspeople, boy.
Oh, okay.
I wish I hadn't picked Fable 3, Hannah, because I've got some opinions on this.
Well, we'll voice them later, Jay. Right now, you just need to answer the question.
Here's the thing, Hannah. You kill the townspeople because in Fable 3 you get renown, and Fable 3 forces you to be good no matter what you do. So you can kill the whole townspeople, and you still end up being the hero.
Jay, this is
of the
about
game.
you.
That's all I'm
This is
saying.
about what you
That's all I'm
would
saying.
do.
So I go massacre everybody because I get more renown for it, and it doesn't matter.
But it's just okay. Tom, what's your answer to the question?
What I find interesting is that Jessica Jane has just gone always kill. She hasn't specified. It's
Just
the
That's
said
what I was
you.
talking about.
or the lover. It's just kill everybody.
Oh.
Yeah, she's not even talking about Fable 3. It's just always. My rule is I always kill. I always slay.
Jessica's
Oh.
picture and her comment, they're at odds to each other. But now I look at the picture in a very different light of going, if I see that look, I'm running really quickly in case I die.
I would probably kill the townsfolk. I can't remember what I actually did, but if I played it again now, I'd kill the townsfolk.
Yeah, kill them all.
I'm a ruthless
Wow.
leader.
Get the renown.
I killed the lover because they tell you to, and they're like, please, it's okay. There's more people, and they've got lives. I'm very much like 5 life versus 1 life. I'll get rid of the 1 life to save the 5 lives.
Bit of a utilitarianism. I like it.
That's who you're dealing with right now.
Oh, that old train
P45
tracks.
Cool. Well, that's the end of quick fire questions. Thank you to everyone who joined in. It's nice to see the wrath of everybody in chat.
Gaming chair or sofa?
No, Jet. Not today.
We had a comment from Macaulay going Xbox controller or keyboard and mouse. We have had it in a previous one, so make sure you go back to our previous episodes. They are all available on video on demand across on our All Things Microsoft YouTube channel. Make sure you jump back and watch those quick fire questions, and you'll find plenty more about us.
And they all come out of my brain. So
the interview with Hanby with Terrorizer made it a bit more awkward for us when we said controller, because he then described playing as controller on PC as riding a bicycle with the stabilizers on. I'm a controller guy though, so I ride a bicycle with the stabilizers on.
Anyway,
I'm glad you can ride a bike, Jer. Just saying. Also, can I just point out that I wrote those questions within the 7 minutes that we were waiting to go live because I forgot.
I like those questions.
So, thank you very much,
Hannah. I'm looking up at you, proud.
Thank you, Greg. Friend.
I've always got a couple of questions written down just in case Hannah goes, I completely forgot to write questions. I'm like, let me pick up my backup.
I'm
Greg,
good.
Greg, we both have to lean to the side. There's a comment about chairs.
Oh, for sure.
Let's take away your secret lab. Go away.
Enjoy melting on them.
It's cold over here. It's only
Enjoy
15
peeling
degrees
yourself away. Oh yeah, you're both in the chill. Winter is coming.
It's here. It's outside my window right now. It's raining.
Hannah,
15 degrees.
I'm
so
sorry.
aggressive, Hannah. So
Sorry,
fire.
my friend. Sorry. We need to get some action so that we can breathe fire on each other. That would be good.
Scorchio.
Thank you.
But we are not here just to find out a little bit more about us. We are here
What? I don't want to be here anymore then. This is all about this.
Greg's out. But as the title and description, it is talking all things Fable. So that is from its first iteration all the way through to the most recent announcement a couple of weeks ago, last month. I can say last month because it was definitely last month.
It was.
Of the newly announced Fable. But we will get to the newly announced stuff. What I want to know first is kind of, out of all the Fables, I want a really simple answer. We'll delve into details. Favorite Fable game over the last 16 years? And we'll do the same order.
You could have said ever.
Yeah. It's important to shout out that it's been 16 years.
2004, yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Is it over to me first, is it then?
Yeah, go. You go first.
Yeah.
It was kind of quick fire then. We really digested the information. Really like it. I've only ever played one of the Fables. As I mentioned to you guys before I came on, I was a tester for the original Fable game. Fable 1.
Hate you and also thank you.
I hate you, but thank you for being able to bring that experience.
For building the best version. Where were you on 2 and 3 when they needed you?
Oh,
we'll get. I said simple. We'll get into details in a minute. I'm
gonna be angry after this. I know I am.
One
favorite Fable.
One. There's no competition. Not even close.
So
one.
In your
opinion.
opinion.
Am I educated? I haven't played them. I've been older. I've been old. Yes, all of them.
Hannah, favorite Fable.
Hello. Mine's the third one. You said for a quick reason, industrialization, graphics, and pie making.
Oh my God. For me,
I do rate a lot of my games of pie making.
Can you make a pie? Yes, it's an amazing game.
We're ignoring story, fight mechanics, and game mechanics.
No, that's just for this. That's just for now. That's just.
You know
for
what?
now.
I'm not buying Cyberpunk if it hasn't got pie making in it.
I know. Can I whittle something?
It's whittle. How many times do I have to tell you? Whittle is when you go for a wee, and whittle is when you make things pointy. Jet, come on.
It is my favorite thing to say to trigger you.
Oh, Jet, everything you say triggers me.
Whittle.
For me, it's Fable 2. Fable 2, I think, is the greatest.
For me, I have to say Fable 2. I can't take this anymore, guys.
Good. 2 is awesome.
I'm bringing it back round. So we've had the 3 core games have been spoken about. Hannah
Yep.
Fable 3, the boys down below on Fable 1.
Down below.
Down below. Guys, why Fable 1?
Paulie Thomas is hating on me as well for Fable 3. Haters gonna hate. Just
I'm gonna let Greg's obviously go first. Why Fable 1, Greg?
It was the first time that a game had allowed me to do loads of things that had nothing to do with getting to the end of the game. So I could go off on major tangents, and then it would be like, I'd look at it, it'll be like 7 hours playing the game, and I haven't really accomplished anything, but to me, I'd accomplished everything. And it was the first type of game we've had that. I've had a lot of other role-playing games, but it was the first time you got choices and going through really. And it's, if you're looking at 16 years ago, you said, Tom, yeah?
Yeah.
I would have tested it 18 years ago then. So that's disgusting, isn't it?
And you look great for your early 50s, like, to be fair.
Greg, you only look 20. How are you playing games at 2?
2-year-old.
Good. So, firstly, I'll rip up the P45s, guys.
I hope you really needed that piece of paper for later on for a meeting or something.
Yeah, I'm like,
I need this.
It's really interesting because Halo 2, I think, was coming out at this time in 2004. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then something, and then Fable came out. Something like Xbox brought something new and Lord of the Rings-esque, and I just think it's awesome. And the first one is a really, really good game.
Yeah.
Before we'd seen it.
To show that, like, how good I still felt it, as a tester back in the day, all they would do, I wasn't in like a secret lab or anything like that. Plug for the chair. It was the idea that they send you essentially a demo disc. Do you remember demo disc, kids? They send you a demo disc, and then they send you a notepad, and anytime there was a glitch in the game, you write it down, and then at the end of each week, you would take all those and you'd post those off regarding the particular part of the demo that they gave you. And so it was as frustrating as you'd try to open a gate, and then you couldn't open the gate. You write that down, you'd have to reboot the console, and then you start again, and then see if that happened over time, and you notice that. So actually, it did get very frustrating. But even though I did that, it still made me enjoy the Fable game when it fully fledged come out. So that's how good that one was for me. But yeah, it was all those mini games that came out that I liked around it.
Greg, is it your fault that Jack comes back as a dragon after you've killed him? Is that your fault?
This is if I said it was my fault, would there be that much backlash? No, I wasn't. I didn't write down, like, this was about the glitches. I didn't write down, well, I don't think the storyline is fully investing in some of these characters.
Did you name Oakvale? Oakvale.
If I claim all of these things, can I? Does that win favor with the fire demon above me?
Fire demon.
So I did not do any of the nomenclature of things there, but that's
well. Then we won't speak to you anymore. Yeah, it's your turn.
Got a couple of points I'd like to make.
Oh God. Let's just remind you we're at 31 minutes.
And by the way, Rich, you're getting a history lesson because we're talking about the history of Fable. One, because if you take it in, well, the graphics got better in the series. That's going to happen with games anyway. So I'm not judging 1 versus 2 and how it looked, because when it first came out, 1 was a stunning game for its time.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with what Hannah said about a Lord of the Rings type game. Before we'd even seen the movie Lord of the Rings had even created, we only had the books to go off, but it was a fantastic medieval world that was created. And I loved the slighted hero story, the fact that it's from the very, very start, you're given these choices. Well, you can have this money, or you can tell on me, or you can get your sister a present. You're 10 years of age. Go get your sister a present. It's like, but I'm 10. Tough. Go get it. So you got to figure it out. The fight mechanics, as I said already in the game, for me, of all the different Fable games, they were the best. And the magic was a big part of it as well. You had 20, 21 spells in the original Fable, and then when you got to 2, it was just hold down B. So I thought they took away from it a little bit. The chests as well in the first story. So when you open the chest in Fable 1, you got some really good stuff. I nearly said a different word there. You got some really good stuff. You got weapons, you got spells, you got clothes, you got coins in every Fable after that. It just wasn't the same. And I also on Hannah's point, Jack coming back as a dragon, I thought was wicked. And the fact that the story is told about the end game throughout the story as well. It doesn't just appear in the third act of the game. It's there throughout it, and you know it's there. So yeah, I loved it. I thought the first one for me was the best, and it was the first time I'd had that experience where it's my decisions really matter here. I think of the 3 Fable games, it was probably the one that really nailed down that decision making the most. 2 was good with that, but 3 didn't nearly do it at all. But 1 for me was the one where it was like your decisions had direct consequences of all the 3 games, the most in 1. So for me, that's dead reasons why 1. I absolutely loved it. I put hours into that game, and it was a game that I could go back and play again because you could go a different direction. It was the whole choose your own adventure element to it. So,
and it's backwards compatible as well, so you can just chuck it into your Xbox One.
Correct.
Win. So Hannah, Fable 3. Now, Ger, hey.
Do you not want to do 2 first and go in order?
Do you want to do me first? Okay.
Yeah.
A couple of reasons I love 2. Shh.
They're all amazing. I think 1, 2, and 3 are all great. I just like Fable.
Yeah.
I'm a true Fable fan. Wrong way.
Fable 2 for me, I think it was the first game that I kind of played that on Xbox Live Arcade, they released Fable 2 pub games before the release of the actual game, which means you could play in that world and you could play coin games and card games. But all the money you earn from like betting and gambling in that and winning those games transferred to your actual Fable 2 player save.
Yep.
So it meant that you could actually get into that world of Albion before the game actually released and then came across into the main game. And I think because Fable 2 kind of came into like the Industrial Revolution kind of style and setting, and you started to get muskets and pistols and all that sort of stuff. So it was it wasn't just strength and magic. It was you kind of had other weapons that you could have at range. And as previously discussed in previous videocasts, I'm a ranged player. But I never dealt too much in magic. Even if I play RPGs now, I try to stay away from magic and go for long range weaponry. So I think that's why for Fable 2 for me. And you also got a dog. It was the
introduction of a dog.
So I think all of those together, the world was bigger, but there were less places to visit, which meant a more open world type of thing. But all the cities you did venture to were more densely populated and more detail and stuff like that. So, but as kind of to Ger's point, as time goes on, games get better, and that's what you're. Cheers, Ger. And that's what we kind of get as games develop, and that's what hopefully we'll see with the newly announced Fable. Is we're going to see even more and elements of that. But that's a question for in a minute. So that's why for me, Fable 2 was awesome.
Fable 2 is amazing, and I second that Fable 2 is incredible, particularly because it was the introduction of the dog, and it was the introduction of co-op as well, because online and local co-op began with Fable 2, which was a great added extra for the Fable series. And guns appeared. Because Fable 2 was 500 years after the first one, and then Fable 3 was just 50 years after the second one.
Yes.
And I love Fable 2. The only reason it's not my favourite is because there's a character in it called Hannah, the monk. Do you remember Hannah? And she's like, call me Hammer. And at that moment, I was like, nope, sorry, that's no longer my favourite. I'm not being called Hammer. No one's going to call me Hammer because of this Fable character. So even though she was cool and she was badass.
Yeah, yes, you say no one's calling you Hammer.
No, she's got red hair as well. No.
Can we change her name on the screen?
Oh, no. Don't call me Hammer. No, don't, please.
I can change her name on the screen.
Oh, no. Please don't. Why does this remind me of school when everyone picks on me?
Hannah's new Instagram name.
Oh, no. Hammer the monk. No. But I just loved 3. I loved the fact that you can still do this co-op and online co-op. So I've played the game with different people, and then you can get married and you can build your houses, and just everything is more based around the community as well. It's not just the moral decisions and I've got things to do and I need to be a good leader, and there's always this hero complex and there's always this bad story that's happened to you, your childhood, that you have to overcome, and then it builds you into a good leader for Albion. But the third one, you've still got these ties to Teresa. You've still got the ties to the characters in the first one. I think with the third one, Logan is king, and him and you, Logan's sibling, you are the children of the hero in the second game. Mm-hmm. So I just think that's really cool. And the industrialization that began in the second one has just jumped forward in the third one, and you've got trains and you've got like the cool underground mechanics, and that's what I really love. I love steam trains, and I loved to see that with the still medieval vibe of Albion that you got in the beginning. And then you've got like the snow, and you've got your bridges, and even though graphics are going to get better, like Ger said, it's because of all these added sort of industrialization that I just really liked, the fact that the graphics had just changed the game completely.
Yep.
And I like playing the loot, and I like making pies. I don't like it when you've put a lot of pressure on yourself because you then drop the loot or the pie, and you know that everything that you had in your mind about providing for your family has just gone with the pie on the floor because you were making 1,000 monies at a time with all these pies.
I would say the co-op mode in Fable 3 was very good.
Oh, it's awesome. And Walter, shout out to Walter, whoop whoop, in Fable 3. I like them all, but Fable 3 I think is my favourite one.
There's elements within the 3 games that are independently different to the other 2 and are equally good. Like you've co-op in Fable 3, you've got the fight mechanics and the magic in Fable 1 in the boxes. You've got the expression mode and the expressions for the NPCs in Fable 2, which weren't in 3 and they were predicted for you in 3 and they weren't there at all in 1. So like there's different elements of the 3 games that on their own stand out above the other versions of the game. Yeah, except 100%. For golf, obviously.
Oh, Fable Coin Golf! That was when the Windows phones came out, and it was an exclusive to Windows phones. So for Microsoft, it was like, have this Windows phone and have all the cool... I think there was a Halo game as well. It was all the first-party exclusives. Oh, it was cool, because again, the money transferred straight to your Fable 3 character with Coin Golf. It's cool!
The next interesting question. So we've kind of spoken about the core 1, 2, 3, but as I've mentioned with pub games, as we've mentioned with Coin Golf and all those bits and pieces, there have been a couple of extra ones. I've seen a couple of comments in chat about Fable the Journey, which was a Kinect-only 360 game that wasn't overly well received. Did anyone play it?
No.
I didn't play it, but I saw somebody else play it. Mm-hmm. I think I was around someone's house and they had it. And I remember that they were on a horse a lot. I just remember there's a lot of
what you have to do
riding.
So it was an on rails shooter basically. So you were on, as Hannah said, you're on a cart and you're being dragged by this horse down this road, and you've got to cast spells. Fire spells, Greg. You'll be glad. Good to know.
Sorry.
And you've got to fire all these spells at targets. So you use the Kinect as you become the controller, and you use your arms and all that bits and pieces to fire spells. And it was an on-rails shooter, which everybody wanted a new Fable game, and they kind of released this. And it wasn't overly well received. It wasn't the best game in the world, but it kind of added to the lore, added to the story. And so it was an interesting one, and that got released in 2012. So it was quite a while ago, and it hasn't aged overly well. But quite recently, 2 years ago, they released a game called Fable Fortune. Now, did anyone ever heard of this? It was a CCG.
No.
It was a collectible card game.
Fable Heroes.
I knew there was the Fable that was announced that never happened.
That was Fable Legends that they brought out a beta for that Greg didn't go and try.
Test.
If I could put how many games?
Oh, no
How many
way.
games have we learned on the side of the games that we already play? So, like, I saw somebody in the chat say Gwent and all those.
I love Gwent so much.
I have learned so many side games that haven't really benefited me in the real world or my gambling addiction problem to really run it. But I didn't. In summary to that question, I remember seeing a lot about the Fortune, but I didn't play it. But I didn't know.
The reason it came into my mind is Killer Rhino put into chats like, any big fans of Fable, thoughts on Fable Fortune. I played a lot of Fable Fortune. I was quite lucky to EGX, probably 2018, maybe 2017, at Rezzed, to speak to some of the developers. It was made by a company called Flaming Fowl, and they were developing the CCG for Fable, and I loved it, like kind of off the offset, kind of played it. Unfortunately, they've now closed down the servers, so it's no longer playable. But it was a really nice way of seeing the interesting characters of Fable. They were kind of more in-depth use of like the lore and all that sort of stuff. So it was a very unique game, and it wasn't for everybody, especially if you're a fan of Fable. It's not an RPG, it is a CCG. So
could you play the lute?
No.
Oh, okay.
There probably was a character that had a loot, and it's basically similar to what we've seen with Gwent. You've got a power attack, you've got a defense, and you play your cards in certain orders, and you have a hand that you play. And it was PvE and PvP, so you could kind of learn the game and then go into. And there's league tables.
Is that the one where you pay a small sum up front and you pay the rest over a period of time, and then your last payment it's yours? That's
Have you been in an accident at work?
It wasn't your fault.
So yeah, that
Can
was
just say,
Fable Fortune.
Rich said he didn't play Fable. He wasn't a Fable fan. He's played Fable Fortune and Fable on Connect, the two games we haven't played. He has played both of them.
I'd like to refer to a comment that he put at the beginning of
Hey Pope.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi, Xbox Pope.
See, now I have to say hi, otherwise I look like a...
You should look plain rude.
I would go back, but unfortunately the chat doesn't go that far back because it was right at the beginning of the stream, and Rich put in, "What's Fable?" which is exactly why he's not on this stream.
His lack of reaction to the new Fable announcement was why he's not on this stream.
Can you imagine him answering my quick fire questions? What's fire?
What's a fire?
What's fire?
Rich, we love you dearly. Please don't be mad at us.
He's surrounded by fans currently. He's in a tornado of cool air.
So we've spoken a little bit about the history, because I know we're getting to time. So we've spoken about our favorite Fable games, why they have been that, why the other games at Fable have kind of been in the Fable universe, when it comes to re-releases and pub games and the journey and Fable Fortune. Of the games that obviously over the whole of the Fable games, what aspects of those games do you want to see in the new Fable? And guys, let us know in chat as well. Like, what do you want to see in the new Fable that you've seen in previous games, or is it something completely brand new?
So I've written a few things down here on stuff I enjoyed. Because when it got to a point where obviously after the testing and all that sort of jazz again, it was making sure you could do like loads of mini games that weren't actual mini games. So I've got some things that we were challenged to do. So things like you had to get all the women to like you, but all the men to hate you. So I hope they keep all the options of all the
day in the life for you, isn't it? That's a Wednesday in Greg's world.
It's annoying that it's Tuesday. But yeah, things like that where they'll obviously put you the prescript of all the other side missions and lots of aspects, but leave it open enough for you to do your own challenges. And if Fable 1 didn't have the connectivity at the time for internet aspects, but now you can start using that to compete against people, bring people on board. Unlike that, I did stuff like you had to drink 500 beers within 7 game hours. Things like that. I hope they keep that as open, because things have moved. Not as in real life, as in the game.
Still just sounds like a weekend in your house. Like none of this sounds like Fable. It just sounds like your life.
Oh, we're talking about Fable. So I'm really, for those bits. And also since the 16 years, we've seen games like, obviously what you got me onto, the Witcher 3, where all those now mini games and side quests have more than just go and fetch. It's more of the idea of you can go and do a full-blown other storyline and things within it. I'm hoping I know they will do, but in the new Fable, they have to keep those bits because games have advanced so much, right? So that's a big thing for me. And graphics. I need graphics, like sick graphics.
Sick graphics.
Some people,
Next level graphics.
Well, to be honest, like the announcement trailer, like it was obviously a CGI trailer, but it is CGI, so it kind of shows where technology has gone. So if we can produce a CGI trailer that looks that good, hopefully some of that can transition into the actual game world as well.
To be fair, when you look at Fable 1 now, it's aged quite well. Like the graphics have aged quite well, considering how long ago it was that it was
You've
made.
aged quite well, Ger.
Well, thank you very much, Hannah.
You're welcome.
There's less to me than there was. 2004, there was a lot more there. But it's. I think graphics-wise, I think there won't be an issue here. I think they'll step it up. And again, I keep going back to the same point. The fact that Playground are making this game, I think graphics are going to be. I'm not even slightly worried about what it's going to look like. It's going to look stunning.
I hope it still has a good distinctive look though, because that's where, even if when you say it's aged well with Fable 1, it's because it's not a realistic fantasy aspect. Like I take the Witcher 3s and the humanoid aspects. They've got bigger arms. They're a little bit more dwarf-like.
Hands
in
are
certain aspects.
huge.
Yeah, it's those sort of things that they can make
Overpowered.
it, and I'm hoping they do it.
Yeah, you're hoping that the game will have good graphics but keep its character. The essence that it's had before.
100%.
Yeah, but I'd like it to go back to medieval times. I'd like to start fresh with it. I don't want guns in it because there's plenty of games that have guns in it. I'd like a game that is removed from that kind of world completely and it just relies on magic and hand-to-hand combat. I think that would be amazing. Open world, a couple of people have said it in chat as well. Online co-op would be amazing. We get a lot of value out of that. And I know, as I said, I'd like to see them take the bits from the other games that went quite well. I would like to keep the fight, have a really strong fight mechanic. But I also wanted to have, I don't want it to force me to be a hero. Where I felt that in 3, no matter what I did, I ended up as the hero. I could slaughter the whole village. And then by the end, the village were all back again. I'm like, well, where'd you come from? I killed all of you.
Respawn.
And also, why are you celebrating me? I murdered everybody. So I don't want it to do that. I want it, if I make a bad decision, I want it to allow me to go down the villain route. So I don't know how you do this, but I would like maybe the villain of the story to not necessarily be revealed all the way through it, but maybe it's me.
You're the villain the whole time, Ger.
Maybe I end up being the villain again.
You've been dead for 10 years.
I think there's an opportunity to do something different than has been done before, but still keep the essence of Fable, and a more reliance on magic as well. Go back to the D&D kind of structure to it that the first game had, and keep that. Mm-hmm. That's what I'd love to see. That then it'd be a very unique game to everything else that's out there. Because you could develop a game that's kind of like The Witcher, or kind of like other games that's out there. You could fall into that trope very easily. And I don't think Playground will, though. I really don't. I think this is a big feather in their cap to get this and to move away from what they've been doing. And I think they will develop something really, really special here. I hope.
Hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
It's the hope that kills you.
I wasn't sure if you were putting your hand up then, Hannah, to speak, or if you were crossing your fingers.
Crossing my fingers.
Pick me. Pick me.
I can go next if you like.
Go next. Go next. What would you want to see?
I want to see dogs. Have to see a animal companion. I'd love to see that.
Is that specifically dogs or just animal companions in general?
Animal companions? I mean, unicorns give me something mysterious and mystical and magic. That'd be amazing. Yeah. Or the
llama.
Or like a griffin or just something cool.
A goat.
Yeah. Or a dragon. I'd like to see more dragons. I'd like to see more dragons, definitely. Especially if it's not one that comes back after you've just killed like the character and it comes back. None of that. Just like a big, nice dragon that you can be friends with. Something like that would be good. Anyway, I'm losing my track of thought. Something I really want to see, which was done really well in the second Fable game, was when you picked your moral choices and you were going down that path and you were getting more evil or you're getting more good, your physical attributes reflected that. So you'd grow horns if you were being bad, or if you just started killing innocent people, your sword would start dripping with blood, stuff like, or there was all different ones.
Eating those country chicks.
Yeah, like just more of that. More of that would be awesome. Can
I ask you a question on that then, Hannah?
Go on.
Do you think they will head down a very PG route with this game and therefore remove that kind of element, or do you think they'll still stay with the 16 plus?
I think they. Okay, two answers. I want them to not be PG, and I want character customization to be more. I want it to be more that you can do. I want way more, just medieval gore and stuff like that would be awesome. But I generally don't think that will be the case, even though I want that. That doesn't. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will go more PG, especially from looking at the trailer. But the trailer might be like a bluff. It might be like, here's a fairy and a castle, but
you play as the frog.
Yeah, you could do. I don't know. It'd be really cool to see some more of that online co-op as well, and just more Albion, more medieval. I agree with Ger I'd like it to be a prequel rather than a sequel. Maybe Teresa, she's not in it. She doesn't voice it anymore. Maybe it's her ancestry or something like that. So we're going backwards. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wonder though, for even just from the trailer, the voiceover is a male, so I think maybe that's going to be our narrator for this game. Is that voice? That's there.
I'll miss Teresa's voice because she's with it all the way through.
Give Stephen Fry or Morgan Freeman all the money. Give them all the money.
Well, Stephen Fry is Reaver, isn't he? He plays Reaver in 2 and 3. Yeah. So
I think that's kind of the thing for me is Fable's always been quintessentially British. It's British voice acting. It's kind of the
Most British that I
countryside.
never said on a stream.
Yeah.
Quintessentially British.
And it's quintessentially British.
So I really hope they kind of stick with that. And I think the fact that Playground games are making it, that are based in the UK, is I hope that they kind of keep that going. I want the same feel of Fable in Fable 4, just because it's been however many years since Fable 3. I still want them to stick with that. We love Fable for a reason, so let's hopefully keep it the same as that as well. I really want full character customization.
That reminds me. Sorry, do you know the villagers react to you as well, don't they? So when it'd be really cool if you could do that and you could have your character customization, and then the villagers react to that.
That'd be wicked. Imagine walking into the village looking really evil and people just recoiling and moving.
Yeah. And then that affects the gameplay. Sorry,
no. To kind of follow that point, we're starting to see that in Cyberpunk. They've already said in Cyberpunk that depending on what you look like, your gender, whatever it may be, the NPCs in that game affects the way they deal with you. So I'm hoping kind of Fable could possibly follow that on. But yeah, if I could have full character customization, a full-on RPG tree, quintessentially British, with to follow on your point, Hannah, a animal companion, because it's dogs every time. Even though Greg said llama, now I want a llama.
Alpaca my bags. Lol, going to Albion. Alpaca my bags.
Hannah, we said no joke. We said no joke.
There's got to be a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
Because I'm going to Albion.
Just turning this down now.
Oh.
But yeah, that's kind of what we want from Fable. Who knows when it's going to come out? I'm hoping it's a next year release, but I'm not necessarily going to hold my breath.
I don't think it will be.
I think it will be potentially later down the line. But at least we know it exists now. We know that Fable made it. We know that Playground Games made it.
We know that Fable made it. It made it.
So yeah, I think it's really something to kind of look forward to. And I definitely, as we said last week, Hannah, this could fill a show, and we very much managed to fill a video card talking about Fable.
I mean, we could keep going, but
yeah, we probably could keep going.
All good things must come to an end.
That is very true. Wise words are spoken, Hannah. Wise words are spoken. But yeah, guys, that's kind of unfortunately all the time that we do have for today. So yeah, as I said, we've spoken all things Fable. If you want to know more things of our opinions on Fable, all of our Instagram handles are all below our pictures. So add us over on Instagram there, and we will happily discuss anything talking Fable or anything gaming related. We're always up for that. But yeah, I want to say a huge thank you for everybody that's joined us in chat across Facebook, Twitch, and on YouTube. If you don't already follow us, like us, subscribe to us, whatever the phrase is, please do. It's always hugely appreciated. And a big thank you to Ger and to Greg for joining us on this week. I know you guys have been pretty excited about Fable and all those bits and pieces. And all just a tad.
The gallant Ger and the glorious Greg.
And a thank you to you, Hannah, for being here as always by my side.
You're very welcome.
Hey,
Hannah the Hammer.
Hannah the Hammer.
No.
Hey, Tom.
It's happening.
It's time to go back from whence you came.
Whence you came. But guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to switch to our schedule. So if you don't know what we do every week, they'll be on screen for a little bit. And until next week, which we should be back to on Monday as our normal scheduling. But until then, we will see you then. Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.